morning, class. Have you ever wondered why English speakers say, watch a movie and see a film, but not look at a movie? Do you know why we can look in the mirror, but the babysitter watches the kids? Well, today we're going to look at 3 words that seem quite confusing, but after you watch this video, you'll see that they are not so complicated after all. It's going to be a great lesson, so let's get started. Look is a good word to start with. It is a regular verb that means to direct your eyes at something. If you want to add an object, you need to add at after it. This is because look is intransitive. You don't need to put an object after it. So, she looked is a complete sentence all by itself. Finally, there is a stative definition of look that refers to physical appearance. The car looks expensive is an example of using look to describe the state of the subject instead of an action it performs. This lesson will focus on the original definition, where we look at something, since this is what learners confuse with watch and see. If looking at something is pointing your eyes toward it, then seeing something means your eyes connect with it. You can look at a sign but not be able to see what's on it. English has the expression, seeing is believing. This phrase treats the verbs seeing and believing as nouns, but it conveys the subtle difference between see and look. To see something means that your brain is connecting with your eyes in order to understand. This leads to why the word see is sometimes used to mean understand. Like in the expression, I see what you mean. This is a common way of telling someone that you know what they are really saying. So far, we know that looking uses just your eyes. Seeing connects your eyes and your brain to understand what you are looking at. This leaves us with our last verb, to watch. While watch and see both involve the eyes and the brain, watching is a more deliberate action. It takes effort to watch something because you must look at it, be able to see it, and process information about it over time. Watching involves seeing something that moves or changes. Therefore, we say, watch a movie, or watch the clock when we are at work. The things we are watching are changing, and we must process the change and are expected to react to it as we watch it. A second use of watch further demonstrates this idea. Parents hire babysitters to watch their kids while they go out. The babysitter is watching the kids and will react to the children's actions. If the babysitter was only looking at the kids, then they would not help if they saw something happen. I should note that look after means the same as watch, but look at does not. Now that we have talked about the definition and purpose of each verb, it is important to explain what prepositions you can use with them to add more information. Look is by far the most versatile verb out of the group. In fact, you need a preposition after look to use an object with it. In addition to the basic look at, there are a few more ways to use look depending on the prepositional phrase that follows it. If you look for something, then you are searching. Looking up to someone means you admire them, but looking down on someone means you do not respect them. Use look after when you want to take care of something. Looking forward means you are excited about it. Looking into something means you are investigating or learning more about it. Looking over is used when you are reviewing the object for problems. And finally, if you look out for something, you are taking note of danger. So now we know why look requires a preposition. However, you cannot use a preposition after see. It's usually a transitive verb that requires an object after it. With verbs that require an object, you don't need a preposition between the verb and the object. You would say, I can see the rainbow, not I can see at the rainbow. The same is true of watch. You can't use just any preposition after watch. You can, however, say watch out for something when you want to warn people of danger. In a similar sense, you can say watch over an object when you want to protect it. Other than these few cases, do not say things like, I watched at the TV. Now I think it's good to give examples of when we use these verbs and when we cannot use these verbs. If you are in a restaurant, you can ask to look at the menu or see the menu, but not watch the menu. As a command or instruction, you can tell someone to look at the board or watch the movie, but you cannot really force a person to see something, because seeing is a physical ability, not just an action. It is okay to ask a friend if they have watched a movie. We even use see with movies, TV shows, and sports, but only in certain cases, like the past or future tense, as in, did you see the game last night? Or, I am going to see a play tomorrow. Do not use see with these events in the present tense, like, I am seeing a movie now. Now that we have learned so much, it's time for a quick review. Starting with look, this regular intransitive verb is the simple act of pointing your eyes at something. The image is not transferred to your brain, which is why you do not need an object after it in a complete sentence. To describe the object, you need a preposition. Usually we use at, but you can add other prepositions as well. Be careful though, because some prepositions carry different meanings with them. Next, see is when you use your eyes and become aware of something. It usually needs an object for this definition, but it can be intransitive when used as a synonym for understanding. This does not need a preposition between it and the object. You can use see with movies and TV shows, but only if you are using the past or future tense. Finally, watch requires the most work from your brain. The things you watch are moving or changing over time, and implies you are paying attention to those changes. Therefore, we can use it the same way we use protect or guard. Use watch with movies, TV shows, and sports, especially in the present tense. Time to put your knowledge to the test, or rather the quiz. Choose either see, look, or watch for the 5 questions. Afterwards, we'll go over the answers and give a brief explanation. The time starts now. Good luck! Time's up. Did you finish? Let's take a look and see how you did. For number 1, we are warning someone not to point their eyes in a particular direction. If you remember, pointing your eyes is the definition of look. In number 2, it seems we have 2 possible answers. I said before that we can say watch a movie or see a movie. The key here is the subject was in the theater, so they definitely saw the movie on the screen. They did not, however, watch the whole movie because they fell asleep. Therefore, watch is the best choice. Number 3 mentions the ability to use your eyes. They recognize that the sign is too far away, but they cannot figure out the meaning. And since signs don't move or change, we would say they cannot see the sign. Number 4 is kind of tricky. You can actually say watch or see because it's in the past tense. And finally, number 5 is a command to point your eyes at something. Just like in number 1, pointing your eyes is looking at something, so look is the right choice. How did you do on the quiz? Put your score in the comments and be sure to ask any questions if there was something you didn't understand. I'll answer them as best I can to help with the confusion. All I request is that you hit the like button if you like the video. Also, if the subscription button is red, click it and make it gray. You can even tap the bell icon and find out when we post a new video as soon as it goes up. I hope you enjoyed the lesson and learned something today as well. That's all for now. Class dismissed.